Hello and welcome to a surprise video for those who are on the Discord channel. I'm making this video just because I'm really excited to show you a new thing that I have created inside Crafty, and we're going to get down to it. So, we're going to load up Crafty, and what we're going to do on these other windows is we're going to tail the crafty.log, and currently I've added some new commands. So we're going to go to help, and we're going to see a revert jar upgrade and an upgrade jar. Guess what they do? So let's say, for instance, our server, well, let's not start that advanced yet. Let's just simply look at our server folder. Up here we have paperclip.jar, and I'm going to remove that. And if you've ever managed a number of servers or anything remote, sometimes it's a pain to have to update them and deal with them, and this is something that I'm trying to alleviate. So what Crafty will be able to do is, let's just simply make a fake file here. So we have a fake jar that is 0 bytes and created now. And what we're going to do is we're now going to come over here and we're going to say update jar. And you'll see on the log here, it says starting the process. It's downloaded. It's copied over the jar to an old server jar. Download is complete. So if we come over here and we do the list, now we see we actually have a real jar. And we also have this new folder, Crafty Jar Backups. And we're going to go into that folder, and we see that our old server is still there. So now what we're going to do is, let's say, for instance, you've updated your jar and you realized, oh crap, like half my plugins died. Well, that's simple. Simply say revert the jar upgrade, and it's done. Just that fast. It removes the new jar, takes the old one, copies it back to its original position. And it's important that I say that it copies it. As you see here, our paperclip jar is still 0. It's back to 0 actually. And then Crafty, we still keep the old jar. So you still have a good copy. Now you're saying, that's all well and great, Phil, but maybe my server is running. So let's start up our server in the background. It's taking a moment to load up. Give it a moment. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. He said questioningly, we do have a server going, yes? Apparently we don't. The server seems to have vanished and crashed. Because I'm an idiot. Yes, of course the server crashed. It's because I'm trying to run the server that has 0 bytes. So I do this at least once a video. I make a real fool of myself. So what we will now do is we'll come back over here. Let's do that update jar again to get a real jar that actually does have something in there. And now we actually have a real jar that actually has real code. And now we will start a server. And I bet you won't crash this time. Good job, Crafty, for telling me that it died. And the server is now running. I'm going to verify that. And there we see that we have our Java file that is loaded with the correct process ID, which is great and wonderful. So let's say, for instance, man, I need to update the jar. So let's update it. You'll see that the server was running. It's going to stop the server in the background for you. Obviously, Crafty's going to say it went away. Now it's downloading the download. It's now saying that it was running. It's starting it back up after the update. And you'll see here now we're running with a different PID. So this is a different one from up here. And as you see, Crafty knows that the server was running in the background. It stopped the server, did its update, and then brought it back. And you're like, well, okay, that's great, but I don't like the command line. And that's okay. Because we can log into our console. And the first thing you're probably thinking is, well, how does it know where to get my jar from, right? So let's go to our config page, MC server. You'll see there's a new field, jar update URL, and this one is pointing to paper. A lot of server vendors, they have a latest URL that you can just always hit to download the latest one. And if you find that, you can put it in here and you're good. If they don't, that's okay. Just come in here, update it, and then you can do the update from there. Once you hit save, you can go to server control, and here you will see the server update area, which is brand new, and you see it's ready to update. And it says your server will be downloaded from this place. Your backup will go here. Any old jars there will be deleted. Do you want to update or do you want to revert? Before we do either of those, let me show you what happens if you don't have one in here. Let's remove that, hit save. Go back to server control and you can't do anything. So we go back, pop that in there, hit save. Go to server control, we're back up and running. We'll hit update, and then right after I hit this update button, I'm going to refresh the page to show you what happens if you try to force a command. Like, you hit update, and it's still doing something in the background. I don't want you to mess up and try to double and triple update. So server's running, so this is going to take a few seconds for it to do its thing. So we'll hit update, and then I'm refreshing constantly. You can see up here in the corner, I'm refreshing. And it's saying it's being updated in progress. If we look in here in our command prompt, it just now is finishing that part. Notice it did not put out anything over here in our console because we did it from the side. And then if we hit F5, you'll see that the server's running again. Go back to our console and we'll see that it's currently still spawning the area and it's doing its things. And voila, we are still up and running. We're going good. And we can also revert this as well. If you revert it, what will happen? Well, let me make sure that I actually have something I can revert to real quick. Okay, it's a real jar. I had to make sure it wasn't 0 bytes. So if you hit that, it's going to say the revert process has started in the background. And you can go to the logs file and you can watch Crafty right here. And you can see that it was set to stop. Everything was saved. It stopped properly. And we'll go back to our refresh this page a little bit. Back up and running. So all of this can happen now from the web console or from the normal console. And a little hint, I'm using the remote commands that I've been working on, which allows us also we can go to scheduled task, and soon I will have a update server jar scheduled task. I don't know if anyone really wants that or not, so maybe I'll just check with you guys first on Discord. I don't know if you guys want to do unattended, updating. It's possible. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to do it on a test server. But the other thing is that when the commander process or the commander site gets up and running, this will be an option. So you'll be able to deploy an update to all of your Crafty servers from the command line or from the commander interface that I haven't built yet, but I will eventually, I promise. Once that site's up and running and once you register, and it will be available for a free account as well. Don't worry, I'm not going to do a paywall. The only time that you will be charged is if you have over 3 servers, and that's really just so that I can help pay some server maintenance fees and things of that nature. And that's about it for this update. That was a lot of work today, but I got a lot done, and I hope you guys enjoy it.